So the SAG AFTRA Mafia is back at it again, boys, literally admitting to trying to flip Hoyo into becoming a union project, and that's the one reason why they struck Hoyo, and also admitting to trying to blacklist many FICOR VAs just for trying to work during the strike, which is legally their right to do so, and also very illegal for SAG AFTRA to do. But before that, let's get into Dumb and Dumber over here. Dumb and Dumber of the voice acting apocalypse, of the SAG AFTRA strike apocalypse, the two most responsible voice actors for the SAG AFTRA strike failing, baby, and that is Corinna Butker and Kayli Mills. That's right, boys. They blocked me over on Blue Sky. Oh, whatever will I do? How will I ever live again without being able to see their freaking post, boys? Oh my goodness, it's a great day. It's a great day for rain. Oh cow. I don't know why they would do this. I don't know why they would block me. I assume they think that means that I can't use their posts in my videos, but the only way that would work is if you privated your account. The issue is you're still making posts on a public social platform, so it's still public, which means I can use it in YouTube videos, which is insane. But of course they're trying to blacklist old Paperbag Boy, trying to blacklist me and kick me out of the industry. Oh man, dude, they will never achieve it. SAG AFTRA will never get my freaking kneecaps, boys. But before that, let's get into it. Well, over here we've got a voice actor literally being silenced. That's right, Kayli Mills, Kayli the professional Mills, boys, literally going after another voice actor the same way, the exact same way they did with Jacob Takanashi, which is sickening. But let's get into it. This was on a response to Mugen's tweet where he said that didn't take long, and talking about the negotiating committee actively trying to take down his video. And of course, voice actors were going to respond on this because they thought that it was a good thing. Somebody was actually speaking out for them for once, and them suffering through SAG AFTRA's fear mongering and threats of blacklist for an entire year. It felt like a redemption to them. But according to people that are in the industry that are big friends with Kyle McCartney and Ben Diskin, leaders over at SAG AFTRA, and of course friends with Zeke Altman, literally who's on the negotiating committee, people like Kayli Mills and Corinna Butker, they didn't feel that. They didn't feel the fear mongering and the threats of blacklist because they know that they're above that. Otherwise, they would have gotten punished as well. But here was Jennifer Hale speaking out, saying transparency is good, because it is. It was good for this to come into the light, because them threatening these voice actors with blacklisting is actually illegal. It's illegal in the United States. It's just not illegal for SAG AFTRA, evidently, or they think they're just above the law. Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. I don't hold you don't hold the cards. I hold the cards. Okay. Here she says, healing is most important. This has been incredibly difficult and divisive time. There is much work to do to put our community and our industry back together. Now, what was wrong with what Jennifer Hale said here? There is absolutely nothing wrong with what Jennifer Hale said here. So they were absolutely based in this statement, and I felt like that this was a good thing, that this was actually eye-opening, that somebody like Jennifer Hale was able to speak out without any backlash, and that was until the professional Kayli Mills literally responded. The right side of history, Kayli Mills, the one that literally thinks that they're always on the right side of history. Here stating, you are enabling drama tubers being me and Mugen. Boys, I'm just a drama tuber. I'm just one of, I'm the bedrock of society over here, covering these bad VAs in a bad light. They're just trying to do their best. They're just trying to do their best, striking for them AI protections, striking a game that already has AI protections, striking for better wages when they're already getting union wages. I mean, absolutely insane. They literally paint themselves to be the victim no matter what, making people in your community feel unsafe, airing their frustrations while trying to navigate a really tough situation in a private space. Dude, you're the one that's making your community feel unsafe for airing their frustrations. That's exactly what she was doing. She was airing her frustrations, and actually in a good and healthy way. And you are literally threatening her for doing it. You're literally coming after her for doing it, which is insane. In a private space, by the way, that was yesterday's video was not private. That was in Discord, in a Discord that had a bunch of members, meaning it was a public space. I really hope you simply didn't understand how harmful this could be. You are hurting your community. She's hurting her community by saying transparency is good and healing is the most important. dude, Kayli will literally go to the ends of the earth and flip over backwards 1,000 times to arrive at the logic that best suits her. It's insane. It's insane. But of course, Jennifer Hale was silenced because she was afraid of the blacklisting that would occur. So listen to this. Listen to the SAG bootlicking that happens here. Listen to the PR that happens here. And it saddens me. It really does. Because I think Jennifer Hale should know that the rest of the community, of the Genshin community at least, they support her. SAG AFTRA is not seen in a good light. And as a matter of fact, if you side with Hoyo will probably take better care of you than SAG AFTRA ever could or would, as it was proven yesterday by what was posted. There was some deeply concerning behavior by some committee members during the strike. There absolutely was. But SAG is still one of our strongest guardrails for good wages and working conditions. This is insane. SAG AFTRA is supposed to represent good guardrails that protect voice actors, but they're blacklisting VAs behind the scenes. They're threatening them with blacklists. They're literally trying to influence their votes. I mean, I think SAG represents everything that we need guardrails against. I don't think that they represent anything good in the voice acting industry anymore. And as a matter of fact, Hoyo already paid good wages and had good working conditions. They paid at union rates. So that statement there is ridiculous. I removed the video from my timeline so as to not to fan the flames and give space for the community to work this out. Now that might have been the best move. I'm for reform and repair, not for burning the house down. It is okay to disagree in good conscience. I believe almost everyone did what they firmly believed was right. Now this is the issue. It doesn't matter how much SAG AFTRA leadership believed what they were doing was right, okay? The path to hell was paved in good intentions, boys. It was. As a matter of fact, the issue is these people think that they're martyrs. They think that they're martyrs for good, for AI protections. And so they're not beyond putting you on that stake of martyrdom to literally achieve their ends, okay? That's the issue. That's why you should not side with them, because they will backstab you in an instant if they think that it follows what they believe is right. Coming together to make the space for all diverse perspectives is important for healing. Now, this was very sad for me to see, because the issue is whenever somebody stands up and actually exposes SAG AFTRA for the SAG AFTRA mafia scum that it is, you know, they really need backing. They don't need you to backtrack. But I think that we all support Jennifer Hale. I think that we all know why she had to say this. It's because Kayli the professional Mills literally came for her throat. And knowing the power that Dumb and Dumber over here have at SAG AFTRA, being best friends with Kyle McCartley and Ben Diskin and Zeke Alton, then you know why she basically had to make that statement. But let's get into this, boys, into this, where Yang Jensen, literally a huge shout out to Yang Jensen, tagged me in some info that I missed yesterday. I don't know how I missed it. I watched the entire Mugen video twice, but the literal leader over on the SAG AFTRA negotiating committee, Zeke Alton, literally confessed to trying to flip Genshin into a union project, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's literally crazy. So let's get into it. SAG AFTRA negotiating committee Zeke Alton admitted that they are actively working to flip Genshin into a union project, and they do have a blacklist while knowing that it is illegal. That's right, boys. Now this right here, I think this is what they are most afraid for the Genshin fandom to see, boys, and that is the fact that what we all already knew, right? We knew they weren't striking for AI protections, and we knew they weren't striking for better wages or to get paid on time, because Hoyo literally took care of all of that. Hoyo is known for taking care of its voice actors. So let's get into it. Here, Maureen M. Miller. We all know Maureen M. Miller, terrible person. Could I have a suspicion confirmed if someone is FICOR and advertising working on a non-union project during a strike? Is that considered scabbing? And of course, Zeke Alton responds with, it would be considered scabbing, and they would never be allowed back into the union. Dude, these people should just flee from this union as fast as possible. They should not be around this union. I think this union has proven to be terrible for freaking voice actors. The union cannot prevent a company from hiring them in the future, but union developers have been asking for a list of people not to hire. That's right, boys. List of people not to hire, which is insane. Of course, that's illegal and unrealistic. Yeah, so they even know. Zeke Alton even knows that's illegal and unrealistic and does not shame it at all. As a matter of fact, supports the premise. But it's a small community. We're all responsible for our actions, and flaunting a strike is more serious that I think some performers understand. They will severely limit their career opportunities in the future to the only kind of games that are actively looking to gather up actors' digital identities. I think SAG AFTRA is trying to gather up actors' digital identities. As a matter of fact, they signed with an AI company that Zeke Altman was a board member of. That's how backwards SAG AFTRA is, that they were fighting for AI protections while a member of their negotiating committee was a board member of an AI company that was literally making AI voice acting. And then not only that, SAG AFTRA signed with that AI voice acting company. So that's what gets insane. But here he says it can be considered scabbing if the union is actively working to flip a game like Genshin. That's right, boys. You heard it here first. The union is actively working to flip a game like Genshin into becoming a union game, which is exactly why so many union voice actors were working at a non-union game to begin with, is because they were trying to flip Hoyo into becoming a union game, a Chinese company, because they thought it would be a notch on their belt. Here he says an actor working non-union would be in violation, which is insane because a FICOR member is not breaking their contract by working non-union. That's what they're doing, being FICOR. They're a FICOR member so that they can still work non-union games. That's insane. That is an insane statement. But here we're moving on about the VAs after the strike suspension. This is Shara Kirby, and of course Shara Kirby having another insane crash out over the fact that all the video game companies are still fleeing to the east to get away from SAG AFTRA. Here she says, it's also interesting how they're recording in Japan for English dub now. Wow, cool. Go ahead and recast me too while you're at it. Fuck you, Hoyo, disrespectfully. Dude, they're fleeing to the east to get away from you. They hate SAG AFTRA so much that they're literally going to Japan and China to find English-speaking voice actors because they know that if they hire them, they're going to do their freaking job. Maybe just do your freaking job and it won't happen. You absolute maniac. But you guys remember how they were literally trying to shut down Mugen's video and to try to keep the information hidden. Well, they actually helped the information get out there. The more channels that they strike, the more this information gets out because people don't like it. People don't like it at all. Here Mugen says the Streisand effect is an unintended consequence of attempts to hide, remove, censor information where the effort instead increases public awareness of the information. The video is now ranked number 11 on YouTube's trending for gaming. Insane. Thank you. Now this is crazy. And of course your boy down here commented, God, it's so hot when you single-handedly ruin SAG like that. That's why he's the GOAT, boys. The dude literally single-handedly took down SAG AFTRA. Okay, I have a feeling that SAG AFTRA leadership pushed this suspension through of the strike because they knew what Mugen got a hold of. I knew what Mugen got a hold of too, and I knew it was going to be insane. I just didn't know how insane, but that's how bad it was behind the scenes, that people had to come out that were a part of that were literally a part of SAG AFTRA to out what was going on. Okay, but to end on a positive note, Erica Harlacher seems to be getting a lot of love over in her comments about her coming back and the strike finally being over. Now this is a good thing, boys. This is absolutely a good thing. This is Venti's VA that advocated for coming back to work and tried to get, and SAG AFTRA tried to blacklist her and blame her for the strike failing whenever we all know it was Karina and Kayli Mills going after Jacob Takanashi is why the strike started failing. Okay, as a matter of fact, even if SAG AFTRA blacklisted Erica Harlacher, I promise you Hoyo would take care of her. Hoyo takes care of its voice actors and they will take care of Erica Harlacher. Okay, but also, boys, now the drama could be ending any day soon, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, otherwise you might not get my next video. So make sure that you're subscribed and you turn on the bell notifications, boys. All right, what do y'all think about that, boys? What do y'all think about that SAG AFTRA leadership and Shara Kirby? What do y'all think about Dumb and Dumber over here blocking me on Blue Sky? You guys let me know down below. Do you guys think it's okay for Kayli Mills to be going after Jennifer Hale like this? Do you think it's okay for SAG AFTRA's leadership to literally be threatening them with blacklisting and also be trying to flip Genshin Impact to Chinese game into becoming a union project? You guys let me know down below what you think. Paper or plastic? paper being good, plastic being bad, baby. Paper being that organic, crisp, clean, good shit that we need in the voice acting industry, and plastic being that crap that Karina Butker is smoking, baby. You guys let me know down below what you think. I'm going with plastic. These motherfuckers are plastic as fuck. Plastic through and through. They're basically mannequins. Aliens come from Saturn, the size of Saturn, come to take over the entertainment industry and make us all use AI voice actors, okay? All right, boys, I love all of you. I gotta get going. GG's, peace.